DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.
Welcome to DarkDox Digest. Today is January 23rd, 2025. It's time to pardon everybody, isn't it? Yes. I am your host, Christian Coffins. We have a special guest. Our good friend Eric is on the line. All right. And then I turn the date off, and then I turn me on. And so we are here on the line with our good friend Eric over here. And happy Thursday, everyone. We've been chatting for a little while. And you want to kick things off, Eric?
Okay. Am I big broadcast audio?
Yeah, we're on.
You want to go through the verb tense of flag and just throw it out there that this is not a debate, just something for people to look at, because I don't argue. I just throw it out there.
All right, sounds good. We should before we get into that. You should kind of introduce yourself. I know you've been on the show, but not since this new setup, this new season, this thing we're doing here. So why don't you say a few words about who you are and yeah.
God. Well, I am who I am. Exodus. Names are names. Look up the verb tense of name. Going back to Genesis, God brought the animals into the garden and had Adam, what? Name. So, I'm called Eric. I'm called a number of things. So I'm good with Eric for today. So yeah, I was at the Capitol, which, by the way, it's spelled with an O-L instead of an A-L. That's a whole other rabbit hole you might want to look into.
Okay.
I was there, I don't know, from my perspective, just independent, non-partisan, non-religious, no affiliation as a sojourning man, just to record an event. And I got roped into being a quote-unquote J6 or whatever that means, but
So what did they do to you again? A short recap. I mean, I kind of know, but they don't.
Oh, I got kidnapped twice, put on Con Air, shackled, DC Gulag, and just before the record, it was for a... Did I send you the video of the judge actually saying that I've been harmed by the government? We have that record, which I sent.
We have been armed by the government?
That I've been harmed by the government.
Oh.
Did I send you that video?
No. I don't recall. I don't think so. But yeah, you should send that. We should play that on the next one.
Yeah, this might be pretty good for the going on now. I can send. I got a short clip. Hold on.
Okay.
While I'm looking for it, so where do you want to go next? So
yeah, so you wanted to talk about flags.
Yeah. So when I do research, I always look at the verb tense of a word. Okay, because if you look at Black's Law Dictionary, words of art, a lot of people are waking up to this idea of legalese, that what they say in one thing is not what the meaning is in so-called court. Okay, Black's Law is their word magic.
Yeah. So according to Oxford over here, which is the first thing that comes up on Google, so that's what they want you to think it is. The first verb is to mark an item for attention or treatment in a specified way.
Treatment. So you covered the whole after the verb tense sense of doctor, so
Right.
doctors. Okay, so it kind of connects back to that.
Yeah, it's interesting that of all the words, it's to, and it's mark an item for attention.
Item.
Yeah, certain thing.
Sounds like commerce, right?
Yeah,
Commerce.
it's very cold. It's not a person, obviously. They wouldn't say an item.
No. Person is a corporate. It's not a man. It's not a living being, a man or woman.
Right, it's an item. Yeah.
An item.
And it's for attention or treatment, so that you can attend to it in other ways other than treatment. But it has to be in a specified way. It's such a vague, weird thing. So draw attention to something, and then it gets into American football. Provide or decorate with a flag or flags. Register. Oh, here we go. Number 3 under that is register a vessel in a specified country under whose flag it then sails. So. Okay.
There we go back.
Now it's maritime admiralty law.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a vessel. Obviously it's a ship. Sails.
And it's you. You're a vessel.
Right, so that's why they have you board a pirate ship. When you go to court, you have to open the door to enter into it, and the whole thing is set up like it's all maritime admiralty law. There's gold fringe on the flag, man. Yeah. So you don't like flags. Some might say you are anti-flag.
100%.
But you did say in our private discussion that the only flag you would ever fly is the white flag, and I got all mad at you because you never surrender. But then we were talking about, well, there's different kinds of surrender. There's the to surrender the persona, the artificial, all capital letters to you. You're surrendering that that being, that vessel, that item, right?
Well, okay, it's literally scientifically impossible to surrender the spirit. You can take the body there, hold your cop, whatever you call yourself these days, but it's impossible to surrender my energy, my spirit, my chi, because it's eternal. You want to call it the soul, whatever, but you can never surrender that, correct? That's something you cannot surrender.
I mean,
Follow?
yeah, I feel like some people are surrendering it in different ways,
Yeah, because they're putting an E and they're using this flag, that flag, and they're choosing sides, which the spirit, I don't know, my this is getting deep. I cannot surrender S, my in S. That's why I autograph stuff to these people. I put S and buy. I'm sure I don't sign, I don't stick in.
Yeah. But I mean, surrender your soul. I feel like there are people that through their actions, they're doing things to degrade themselves, to lower their chi.
You can tell your soul to the devil, because if you actually do apology, the soul part of the demiurge, or like the Bible says, the Satan is the ruler of the world. So yes, you can tell your soul, because the soul belongs here in the material realm. But when you look at the difference between soul and spirit, including in the Bible and etymology, spirit is part of the eternal, the unified field consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, the source. Take your pick, whatever noun fits your worldview. But there's a huge difference between the soul and the soul man, because I'm quote unquote black and like collard greens and all that. Well, the soul belongs here.
I think it's funny that when I Google spirit, just the word spirit, it doesn't start telling me about what we're talking about. The first thing is Spirit Airlines, which is hilarious. And then right after that is Spirit Halloween, which I was a manager for Spirit Halloween. I got stories. The regional manager they were trying to act like they care about COVID, and they were trying to make us wear masks, and I was like, but I was like, oh, but you're still gonna let people put the masks on like their faces and sneeze and spit and whatever. I was like, and they destroy these masks. It's a pain in the ass as a shop owner, and they were ripping the hair off of Trump masks, and it's like they're ruthless. So I was like, why are you letting them still do that? But yet we have to have hand sanitizing stations and like plastic barriers and wear masks and all that. And then he looked me dead in the eyes and said, we have the Grim Reaper over the door for a reason. And it was like the most bone-chilling fucking answer I could have gotten. Like, and he just like, dead ass like walked away. Like, and so I was able to like, cite a disability and not be able to wear a mask. But like, they gave me shit about it. I was like, do I gotta sue you guys? And like, I'm gonna get like workers' comp or what are we doing? And then they ended up finding ways to fire me anyway. But yeah, so Spirit, it's like, it's been totally hijacked.
Here's the thing, too. Because, you can...
It's not even on the front page of Google. I have to, like now, Spirit definition. That just pissed me off, because, like, always define the word first. Like, it takes, like, this much fucking screen space. They're intentionally not doing it. So, Spirit, the non-physical part of a person in the seat of emotions and character, the soul.
Wait, that's the soul. The soul is the seat of emotions.
Well, that's the number one noun. The number two noun is those qualities regarded as forming the definitive or typical elements in the character of a person, nation, or group in the thought and attitude of a particular period. So yeah, like in the spirit of 1776 as an example.
See, they're switching it over because the soul is the seat of emotion, belief. That's why you're, wrong. So, what's he talking about? Like collard greens, I'm sub. This is my cult, right? The soul is the spirit is north.
Here's where it gets interesting, and this is your favorite part, the verb, is to convey rapidly and secretly. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Stolen cows were spirited away some distance to prevent detection. That's how you use it as a verb. They were spirited away. I've never heard that. Do you think that like that would be common knowledge? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Spirited away. Weird.
Meaning out of the public. The public is the corrupted. The public is communist, socialism, collectivism. The whole board, whatever you want to call it.
I just think it's interesting that it's like so secretive.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not saying something's wrong. I said it's interesting.
I know. Or you can be part of the public Title 42 Code, public health and welfare thing, government. So, you keep living under the U.S. Code while you're part of the public cesspool welfare. And who gets to define welfare? Who gets to define public?
Yeah.
The corporation.
Here's where it gets kind of fun too. Also in British, it's strong distilled liquor such as brandy, whiskey, gin, or rum. A volatile liquid, especially a fuel, prepared by distillation. Because that plays into this too, like how like people are like they don't call it spirits for it's like I've gotten like whiskey drunk where like I was summoning all kinds like things were attaching themselves. I opened myself up to like the spirit realm. It felt like because things were coming through me and it didn't feel godly. It felt like like people that used to be here or something. It was something else.
There's a British guy that works, I can't remember his name right now, but done something about English language and how a bar or pub, English, and then go into the bar association, choir, attorney, okay,
right, like the idea of a bar separating you from the patron. Yeah.
So, I'm not going again, but if you look at the similarities between a pub and a bar and the way things, the there's a lot of similarities are and what people call before.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Uh-oh, no one watches this. It's fine. Yeah, back to surrender also. Like, it was interesting that, when you put UCC definition of surrender, it's, all the legal discharge or cancellation, renunciation,
Right.
presentment.
So when you get charged, see, everything, because of all this propaganda, like Law and Order, Judge Judy, and all this fiction,
Yeah.
everybody's okay. This is how I break it down. So you don't want to be charged by the government because you go into prison voluntarily, by the way. Okay, so here's how I break it down. Let's get out of a so-called court with stupid assholes sitting there acting like ISIS with their black dress on. They're wearing black for a reason. Okay. Okay. You walk in with your and I'm the proprietor, the owner of a small restaurant. Okay? Get out of McDonald's. Like, okay, I'm the proprietor. You walk into my restaurant. I'm a good owner. I on the floor because I never know. Okay.
Yeah.
So I walk in and say, hey, Chris and Monica, whatever. So I give you a menu. What is a menu? And
Oh, I think we lost him.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, you fell off for a second there.
Okay, so you walk into my restaurant, I sit down, I give you some free water, and I give you a fancy restaurant. Okay. So I give you what is that in commercial contract terms? I give you a menu.
I'm not sure.
It's called an offer.
Okay.
Okay, it's my or you could call it a presentment, an instrument, right? This is my menu.
Instruments. Okay, yeah, I've heard that.
Okay, so you look at the menu, and if you want to be a small hat, you might want to negotiate the price of my steak today and say, hey, Eric, come on, don't you trying to do to me? You take up, right? So it's negotiable, correct?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a negotiable instrument.
Gotcha.
So it's a present
menu.
Okay, so maybe you just accept the initial presentment and you don't negotiate it as face value, right? So what do you do next? So wait, you have two options. You can accept it or you can walk away. Even though you sat down, I can't charge you yet, right?
Right.
Just because you sat at my table doesn't mean because you haven't done one thing. You haven't accepted it, and then once you accept it, what do you do?
After you accept it?
Yeah, so if you accept my menu, what do you do next?
I don't know. Start business. I don't know.
No, I give you the menu, and then what do you do next?
Oh, like in a restaurant? You order.
You place an order.
You place an order. Of course.
Right? Like a judge orders this and orders that, right? So you following what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
So you place an order. Okay?
Yep.
And what do I do then?
You get served. Is that where you're going with this?
Right. You see what's going on here?
Yeah, you get served. And then after you get served, you pay.
No.
you dine and dash.
Bill. See, this is what nobody does when they go into courts. They don't get through bill because there's a lot of back open on GSA, administration, a bond, performance bond. You have a right to those things. Well, but they did. It's all commercial. But in the court is just like in reverse the role. That's all. You see how they have the same terminology in a bar or restaurant? They so-called court.
Yeah, I mean it checks out, man. That is really interesting. Hey, you want to stick around while I do some of the, the stuff we have
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
today's menu? Huh?
You mute me?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can just kind of like chime in whenever. I'm gonna take you off the
Hey, by
screen
the
though,
way,
so people can see.
I'm looking to go down to D.C. and actually bring what I have and start helping people really, really, really expose not because as you know, and certain people know, they hate my presence there. Like they've cut me. Have they or have they not tried to cut me out and edit me out? No.
Yeah, I can confirm that like last time we were on the show, I was trying to get a photo to do like the gag I'm doing now with your cutout, and which I love this, by the way. I'm gonna do this with all of our guests, and it's gonna be you're the first one I'm like really doing it with, so like you broke it in, you're the OG. But yeah, last time you were on the show, I couldn't. The main article, it was a dead link. The site was down or something. And then, yeah, like the other ones that are on the Google search now, they weren't before that I found. It's like, but yet they're older articles. They're not new articles, so it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. Well, President Trump went to the World Economic Forum. And link in the description of the whole transcript from whitehouse.gov. I'm going to play a little bit of it. Klaus Schwab introduces him. I mean, it's kind of uncanny.
Mr. President,
It's weird. We're like hanging out with Klaus Schwab. You should see the screen. Are you watching?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Oh, that's awesome.
what great honor,
Oh, that's right. He wasn't elected.
what
Good.
great honor and pleasure to welcome you back to the Davos community. Just 4 days into your new mandate, we highly appreciate your presence with us today. We wish you all the best as you take on your critical work ahead. The global challenges we face today are monumental. The importance of American leadership and your personal leadership in this regard is fundamental and paramount. We are here to hear your vision and policies related to revitalizing
Yeah, he's such
the
a
economy
loser.
and addressing the global challenges.
He's like not
As
the
you
right
might
color.
expect, Mr.
That's
President,
racist.
your return to
I
office
mean, he's like gray. Like he's
and
like
your
not
forthcoming
human. That's what I mean.
policies have been at the focus of our discussions this week. The discussions among 3,000 political and business leaders from over 130
He
countries
talks like a Bond
came
villain.
together here in Davos.
You realize
We look forward hearing first from you and then to the follow-up discussion with business leaders, moderated by my colleague,
I don't know. Like
Birgit
on this
Brende.
screen, it looks that way, but
Ladies
on
and
this one, it looks a
gentlemen,
bit more like
the
it's just well
President
lit.
of the United States,
I can see how it's like
J.
a printout,
Trump.
you know. Trump on the other hand. That's totally green screen.
Well, thank you very much, Klaus,
This
and
is like
hello
green
to
screen
everyone
inception.
in beautiful Davos. This has been a truly historic week in the United States. 3 days ago, I took the oath of office, and we began the golden age of America. The recent presidential election was won by millions of votes, and all seven, every one of them, all seven swing states. It was a massive mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years. And some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years. That's quite nice. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before, and the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing and going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country.
Christian,
This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in wasteful deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy restrictions, crippling regulations, and hidden taxes like never before. The result is the worst inflation crisis in modern history and sky-high interest rates for our citizens and even throughout the world. Food prices and the price of almost every other thing known to mankind went through the roof. President Biden totally lost control of what was going on in our country, but in particular with our high inflation economy and at our border. Because of these ruinous policies, total government spending this year is $1.5 trillion higher than was projected to occur when I left office just 4 years ago. Likewise, the cost of servicing the debt is more than 230% higher than was projected in 2020. The inflation rate we are inheriting remains 50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity, in particular with immigration, crime, and inflation. On day one, I signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and reduce the cost of daily life. I imposed a federal hiring freeze, a federal regulation freeze, a foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam. Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration has also begun the largest deregulation campaign in history, far exceeding even the record-setting efforts of my last term. In total, the Biden administration imposed $50,000 in additional regulatory costs on the average American household over the last 4 years.
Oh, yeah?
I have promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every new regulation, which will soon put many thousands of dollars back in the pockets of American families. To further unleash our economy, our majorities in the House and Senate, which we also took along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive tax cuts for workers and families, and big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt. Under the Trump administration, there will be no better place on earth to create jobs, build factories, or grow a company than right here in the good old USA.
External revenue.
Already, Americans' economic, you can see this, I think, maybe even in your wonderful, wonderful room that you're all gathered together, so many of my friends, but Americans, the economic confidence is soaring like we haven't seen in many, many decades, maybe not at all. Upon my election, it was just announced that small business optimism skyrocketed by 41 points in a single month. That's the highest ever. There's never been anything like that. SoftBank has announced between a $100 and $200 billion investment in the U.S. economy because of the election result. And just 2 days ago, Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI announced a $500 billion investment in AI infrastructure. Other companies likewise have announced billions and billions and billions, adding up to trillions of investment in America, in the United States. And it's also reported today in the papers that Saudi Arabia will be investing at least $600 billion in America. But I'll be asking the Crown Prince, who's a fantastic guy, to round it out to around $1 trillion. I think they'll do that because we've been very good to them. And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down, which, frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do before the election. That didn't show a lot of love by them not doing it. I was a little surprised by that. If the price came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately. Right now, the price is high enough that that war will continue. You got to bring down the oil price. You got to end that war. They should have done it long ago. They're very responsible, actually, to a certain extent, for what's taking place. Millions of lives are being lost. With oil prices going down, I'll demand that interest rates drop immediately, and likewise, they should be dropping all over the world. Interest rates should follow us. All over, the progress that you're seeing is happening because of our historic victory in a recent presidential election, one that has become quite well known throughout the world. I think a lot of things are happening to a lot of countries. They say that there's light shining all over the world since the election, and even countries that we aren't particularly friendly with are happy.
You're sending me
because
things?
they understand what there is a future and how great the future will be. Under our leadership, America is back and open for business. And this week, I'm also taking swift action to stop the invasion
but I was gonna ask,
at our southern border. They allowed people to come in at levels that nobody's ever seen before. It was ridiculous. I decided and declared to do, and very importantly, a national emergency on our border immediately halted all entry of illegal border crossers, of which there were many, and began promptly returning the illegal trespassers back to the place from which they came. That action, as you've probably seen, has already started very strongly. I've deployed.
We could just like sit here and watch the whole thing, like Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's kind of fun. But
talking about,
yeah, let me play this clip you just sent me. We can MST3K this thing now.
and then there's a couple of screens.
Well, what I was going to ask Ms. Basheen is for Ms. Eve, in light of what happened here, if she wants to consult with some of the supervisors that are handling these cases. You know, Mr. Basheen is just charged with a misdemeanor, and this has been a fairly damaging thing for Mr. Basheen. And I do wonder whether the government might consider, in the light of this, dismissing the charges against Mr. Basheen. And I would request that you talk to some of the folks in your supervisory chain about what happened here and whether, in light of this, the government thinks that that would be an appropriate remedy, given the fact that he is just charged with a misdemeanor and that this is something that was injurious to him that happened here.
I second that motion. If she'd like
yeah,
to.
and so I think there may be a motion,
Right
but
now.
before there's a motion on this, I guess the question first of all is whether the government would voluntarily consider doing this. If the government doesn't do it voluntarily, then there may be a motion. And
Okay. What do you?
You said injured a couple times.
Yes. Foreign office of origin, non-domestic, non-resident, non-U.S. citizen, sui generis. What is that? Sui juris? Latin?
Generis means mine because different from yours. My fingerprint, so I'm not a Title 22 public health allowed in your jurisdiction.
You're not at that address anymore, are you?
Oh, that's it. That's it.
People
what I was going to ask.
Okay. It looks like there was a third thing there, but no, it's just that. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing's weird. Your case and get back over here. I gotta take like butt breaks, man. Jeez.
Have on the record that I was just charged with demeanor. I've been injured. It was very injuring.
I mean, you were injured in terms of like, like they fucked with you. They how many days like were you behind bars collectively?
8 months.
It's a lot.
To
Yeah, it sucks, man.
And they put me on con out to Grady, Oklahoma. Murderers and gangsters and psychopaths for just a misdemeanor.
Yeah, and I mean it's what they're doing to you with like the diesel treatment and everything we were covering yesterday. That it's happening with a lot of them. He was actually talking. Trump was talking about it on Hannity. He seemed really rude with him. I was kind of surprised. Very minor incidents. Trump defends January 6 pardons in Hannity interview. I got a couple little clips. Let's see how this went down because I really didn't watch this
You
yet.
didn't run on a platform. You were very straightforward. You said you would pardon these people.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm a 9/11 truther. So Tucker Carlson, I have the video where he says that 9/11 conspiracy should be put in prison. So I'm not a big fan of.
Well, I mean, he's backed that up, and now he's saying that Alex Jones is the most extraordinary person I've ever met, and so he's changed.
Yeah, well, I don't.
He grew up spook. I mean, he was, his whole family's CIA.
So 20 years ago, the USA people that wanted to go get revenge for 9/11 were stalking me and threatening me. So the right wing was.
It wasn't like We Are Change, was it, or anyone affiliated?
Don't get me started on Luke. Got it.
Oh, you got stories about Luke?
Yeah.
I've only hung out with him a couple times. He seemed like a nice guy, but I can't say like I know him. My buddy Alex, he knows him like pretty well. They've like done stuff together, projects. But yeah, let's see what these douchebags are doing.
People that were sentenced for January 6th.
No,
So,
You did. The only criticism or pushback I've seen is about
Yeah, I'm glad we
people
played it. Thanks
that were
for
convicted
sending it.
or were involved in incidents where they were violent with police. Why did they get a pardon?
A number of reasons. Number one, they were in there for 3.5 years, a long time. And in many solitary.
That I was attorney fact, and I tried to not represent, but this whole process. That's another rabbit hole. When you look at pros today, it means half of another thing. So when you
Confinement.
walk in today,
Treated like.
you know what you're acting half of the legal fiction at the social security trust that they're going to tap. How can I act? Okay, so here it is. You don't want to have an attorney. You want to represent. I'm here to present myself in the now as a living man, and I'm settling. I'm not here to You got to ask yourself, what are you representing? That's the question. What are you representing?
Yeah, like you should just be presenting, right? Is that are you getting that?
You're acting on behalf of Ensley, the all caps, the trust cap.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why it's like yeah, that's why the re is in there. Yeah, sure.
Remember when you're in kindergarten, you're either absent or present. You're not represent. So see what's going on there. How can you be?
Yeah, don't represent, just present. That should be a shirt.
They won't-
That should be a shirt that we sell at the DarkDox shop. And if you go to darkdox.me/shop, you can help our operation by buying some buttons or a projector with films on it that can inform you about all of the things that we're talking about here. It goes way back. We got 9/11 documentaries. We got stuff on the Federal Reserve. So
and
definitely.
I'm about ready to funding, and I'm going to start live streaming as much as I can. I think I'm about ready to I'm down to DC with my material, and there's 10 men, and you can see Gulag anymore. And if they start listening to people like Eric, I can probably help them.
Hey, so are you still doing that site? What's the site called?
Sans Memetics.
Yeah. Is that still up? Are you still updating that regularly, or?
Well, no, I got a Substack because I'm trying to.
Okay.
Because I'm
I
just
think I spelled it
giving
wrong.
stuff away. I'm giving stuff away.
Yeah.
Nobody. But yeah, it's still there.
How do you spell it? I was spelling it wrong, I think.
Sans, S-A-N.
SANSMEM.
Meme, ethics, so that
Like that? .com?
.net.
.net. That's what I
Oh,
was
I
doing.
don't .com.
Oh, because it's not commercial? Is that why you did that?
100%.
That's amazing. I like it. I like .orgs. See, we're an organization. I feel like there's some power in org.
Of course there is.
It's not loading. It's loading slowly. Oh, we got the loading in the load. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a nice looking site. That's really nice. I haven't been here in a minute. Subscribe to the newsletter. You know what? Just for you on the air,
I don't
Christian.
see it.
What on the screen? You don't subscribe to the
There, no.
newsletter? Yeah.
Yeah, go to the.
Oh, it doesn't work. Epic fail. Yeah. Anyway, I tried. You saw that.
Go to the thing where the a good one.
What do I click on?
No, click out the letter, but right top it says something about hiring the church. Yeah, that's why they hate me.
Password protected.
Contracting with an attorney is that's 100% true.
Let's see what's in your shop. It's loading slow, bro. It might be my internet. I don't know. The Cosmic Heart. Tell me about that.
Which one?
Human Heart, Cosmic Heart, a doctor's quest to understand, treat, and prevent cardiovascular disease.
Wow, that shit is slow.
The Scientific Dictatorship. The ascendancy of the scientific dictatorship. Do you do you actually do this mail order stuff, or what is this like?
It's
Like,
drop shipping.
Strap ship.
Oh,
Vaccinate this. That's fun.
like doesn't ship.
I like any shirt with a middle finger. Ah, this is good. I like these Uncle Sam ones. Ooh, I like that graphic. Yeah. You know, $23, $23.09. These are reasonable prices, you know.
Do you like the Uncle?
Yeah, I like that graphic. That's hot. I'd wear that.
I know.
You see, the left calls us grifters for, taking a moment to, try to make some money. Oh, what do you think about this, by the way? If you go to thealexjonesstore.com/darkdox and order anything, I get 10%. So if you spend $50 there, I get $5. And I'm actually on the. I haven't tried the atomic defense yet. I'm curious. But I'm part of the VIP program. I pay $30 a month. They give me $40 store credit. So I pretty much get a free supplement bottle. Not free. I get a $40 supplement for $30, or I might spend $6-7 for whatever, fill in the blank. There's free shipping over 100, I think. I do the CMOS gummies. I haven't tried the capsules yet, but it's a good source of iodine. I'm also on the X2 from InfoWarsStore.com, and they're shipping fast. I got the frog over here. I'd show you, but it's on a green screen. You can't see it. They have a not gay frog. It's already sold out. But I got that, and it came with the free hat. So they always run cool specials. They're giving away trucks. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff at thealexjonesstore.com/DarkDox. Let's get back to some news, huh?
Bravo.
You like that? That's a segue for you. I'm getting good at this. The Pentagon is sending 1,500 active duty troops to help secure the U.S.-Mexico border. Acting Defense Secretary Robert Salasis said the troops will fly helicopters to assist Border Patrol agents and help in the construction of barriers. The Pentagon will also provide military aircraft for Department of Homeland Security deportation flights, more than 5,000 detained migrants. So they hit the ground running on all this. What do you think about this, Eric?
Well, that he showed his boss. He did threaten to deport. He asked me if I would do it, just do this method. What should you use? Went He doesn't like me. Very nervous. This is his body language. Stumbling for a U.S.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see what this AP clip is. It's about a minute.
Today we are holding a vigil in Los Angeles so that we can set light to the path that goes forward with the Trump administration as it relates to immigrants. We are rejecting the Trump administration's definition.
I go back. Oops. Dr. Bendy, go ahead and report Admiralty law. Port.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Deport. Question is, where would I be deported to?
Look at this
And
chick.
I want to make sure that our immigrant community, our Latino community, that everybody knows.
They're
that
putting
not
together
alone.
these news pieces to tug on the heartstrings and
I know a lot of people I go
make
to school
Trump
with or I
seem
just
like just
interact
a
with on a
cold
day-to-day, they don't
bastard.
really know their situation and how it's going to turn out, especially after the election.
Get the cute girl
And I know
with
a
the
lot of people
nose
are
ring
worried
and the
right now,
lipstick.
Not just in LA, but just in communities all over the country.
Don't deport her, bro.
Oh, wait, stop. Pause.
I'll subscribe to her OnlyFans.
Go back.
Okay. Yeah, that's the end of the clip anyway.
3300. Oh, my God.
That everybody knows that they're not alone.
Further? All right, let's play the clip over because we were kind of talking over it. It's only a minute. Oh, fuck. I can't sit down this long anymore.
Today we are holding a vigil in Los Angeles so that we can set light to the path that goes forward with the Trump administration as it relates to immigrants. We are rejecting the Trump administration.
Oh, 3,300. Yeah, good dude. You're fucking eagle eye over there. What?
Today we are holding
so
a
they're at
vigil in
3,300.
Los Angeles so that we can set light to the path that goes forward
Good
with
catch.
the Trump administration as it relates to immigrants. We are rejecting the Trump administration's definition of the immigrant community, and we are denouncing the number of executive actions that they have issued, which not only vilify, demonize, but also criminalizes immigrants.
They were already criminal. It was a crime to
I came
cross
out here
over
in support
illegally.
of our immigrant community. It's a very scary time with this new administration. And I want to make sure that our immigrant community, our Latino community, that everybody knows
LA, I think.
that they're not alone.
Latino community.
I know a lot of people I go to school with or I just interact with on a day-to-day, like they don't really know their situation and how it's going to turn out, especially after the election. And I know a lot of people are worried right now, and not just in LA, but just in communities all over the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the way they've been like wording all of the stuff from like the AP, I can't even read it. It's just, I mean, I can read it, but it's like disgusting, you know? Like I just can't, I can't stomach reading it, I should say.
Oh, I think there was this, just saw Bermuda, in Bermuda Triangle. Oh my God, are you serious?
What?
I think the street corner.
Say it again.
I think I saw a sign when the woman was outside. I think one of the cross streets was Bermuda Street.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. New York Mayor Eric Adams claims he complained about illegals to the Biden administration and was told to be a good Democrat. Let's see this little clip here. Is it on X? Yeah, hold on. Twitter?
Don't get me started on Gatekeeper Pundit, by the way.
Gateway Pundit? You don't like him?
Well, they're run by homosexuals and men are just,
All right, he apparently was
be here to come to your city and you have to pay for it, and you complained, and this indictment was punishment for complaining. Is that what you're saying?
That is clearly my belief, and based on several aspects of it, that I can't go into detail, but there are other aspects of it that shows me that, I was targeted because of that.
So if we could just walk through and leave out the parts you can't talk about, of course, but this happens at the beginning of the Biden administration, which is close to the beginning of your administration. All these foreign nationals start showing up in New York. They have no money, they have no jobs, they have no place to stay, and you have to deal with them. And the taxpayers here have to deal with them. So you go to Washington. What were those meetings like?
Sharing with them that this was a problem.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke with Julie Chavez, is one of the personnel, Perez, another personnel. I spoke with the president himself. I spoke with the president first. Then the president came here to New York City. The governor and I sat down with the president, and I said, Mr. President, I'm not sure what they're telling you about this problem, but this is a terrible problem that's playing out on the ground, that we need to fix our border, and we need to just stop allowing people to come into the country with no destiny. We don't know what we're doing with them. And there was some that were coming here that were almost 6 months to a year, in some cases 2 years, without any work authorization. Like, what do you do with someone that cannot provide for themselves without a long period of time?
And they're talking about being a hostage.
Well, what do you do?
Right?
We had to house them. We had to feed, clothe,
like a scared
house,
man.
educate 40,000 children, hold them into a shelter system. The complete package of what you would do for an adult that can't take care of themselves.
And so you tell the president and his aides this, and what do they say?
Basically, be a good Democrat, Eric.
Be a good Democrat?
That was the basic overall theme. One of his aides told me that, listen, this is like a gallstone. It'll pass.
This is like
It's like a gallstone. It'll pass.
Yes. It'll hurt now, but it'll pass.
Well, you pee it out then.
Right.
Why do you have
so
to?
Gross.
Well said.
What the fuck?
Because
dude?
you complained about.
It's like a gallstone, man. It'll pass. That's the rapiest shit I've heard in a minute. The deep state is real. White House advisor reveals how bureaucracy protects its own interest. Predicts bureaucracy will crush RFK and HHS secretary. If I was given an order, I would either try to block it or resign. This little pencil dick got busted by one of James O'Keefe's honeypots, and I'm here for it. They're getting gold. Like, I love this. I'm going to give them the full screen.
Christopher.
I'm a Christian, not a Christopher.
people joke about the deep state, but like to some degree it's real because they have ways that they can slow things down or block you without you realizing it.
Meet Byron Cohen, an advisor at the White House.
RFK Jr. is a very bad pick for HHS. There's a good chance that the bureaucracy just crushes him.
Is there anything that you're gonna do?
I would consider like slowing things down. I can't really think of anyone who I would less rather have be president than Trump.
James O'Keefe.
Can you give me an example of like how you think they'll do it when RFK gets in?
One thing you might be able to do to like sort of make him think like something is happening when it's not.
The White House advisor explains how the administrative state creates deceptive commissions to hinder executive decisions.
One of the ways you can slow things down in a bureaucracy is you can commit to studying something. Put together like a commission. Mr. Secretary, we're going to put together a commission to study the safety of fluoride in water. Mr. Secretary, we're going to put together a commission to study vaccine safety. And we'll let you know when the report comes out. And he'll be like, yes, great. And then years will pass and nothing has happened. A sophisticated bureaucrat can do a lot to run around an unsophisticated political appointee.
Byron says that when it comes to certain policy positions, subverting the will of the people is justified.
Would it be subverting the will of the people to crush RFK or block him or whatever?
For the most part, the American people don't actually agree with RFK's views on things like vaccines. So, I mean, in a literal sense, if you were like blocking something he was trying to do to undermine vaccines, you are probably acting in a way that is consistent with what the majority wants.
He does. See, now I feel bad for him because I just picture like Henry
Cohen,
Kissinger just
who
banging
serves
his
as
face.
an advisor for interagency research and development oversight
Baron
in
Cohen.
the White House Office
What a
of
fucking
Pandemic
name, dude.
Preparedness and
Bio
Response
fellow
Policy,
executive
or
branch track.
OPPR. Byron's LinkedIn confirms his credentials, both at the White House currently and at Harvard University, where he completed the requirements for his PhD in population health sciences, and where he also taught courses in epidemiological methods. On the eve of this video being released, Byron's LinkedIn page was taken down.
Wow.
Byron Cohen is not a political appointee. In other words, he was not appointed by any particular president. He is what's considered a detailee and holds a fellowship at the White House through something called the Horizon Institute for Public Service.
Horizon
that placed
Institute.
him in the White House. According to multiple government websites, a detailee is an employee of a United States executive branch government agency temporarily assigned to another position, generally in another U.S. government agency or international organization. The employee's original agency will usually continue to pay the person's salary. White House officials tell us that these fellows have real political power, and Byron tells us that he intends to exercise it.
What's it like working at the White House? It's pretty cool.
I like it. I mean, I have a good team. I can't really think of anyone who I would less rather have be president than Trump. But that's what the American people wanted, I guess.
Are you gonna stay?
I'm gonna stay for the first few months to help and help ensure there's a successful transition. Like most of our team is leaving.
Oh, okay.
I'm also a detailee, but my detail doesn't end until July.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'll actually stay that long. It kind of depends, like, how it's going, basically. Like, if the new admin, like, listens to us and, like, values our expertise, I'll probably stay a little longer. If they try to make our lives difficult or kind of just marginalize us, then there's not as much value in me staying there, and we'll go do something else. Some of them are political appointees, and those people would be expected to leave at the end of an administration.
So political appointee means that like the president or somebody chose
Exactly. They're nominated by the president. So that's like the senior leaders, basically. Like the director of the office and his deputies. They're political appointees.
Okay.
The other people are mostly...
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to stop this video. You guys can watch the whole thing. It's 14 minutes long over at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com. They're crushing it. What were you saying?
It's a well-established fact that the best place to a nation
Yeah.
Have you noticed it's always catching these people?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Wrapping up because it's 9 o'clock. We got a couple tabs to go, and then we'll chat a little bit more. I don't mind going a little over if you don't mind. Declassification of records concerning the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. For me, this is a special day because I'll actually play a little clip here. If you go to sacredowls.com.
There's a court case with the family proved that DA is not really big.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was that clip that came out about Lyndon B. Johnson, like, being involved and all of that. But we have a song called Inside Job, and it's literally in that order: JFK, RFK, MLK, and then I ended with, like, of course, the KKK was an inside job because Albert Pike, 33rd degree Freemason of the Scottish Rite, he founded the Ku Klux Klan. But yeah, we have all of our music videos here at sacredowls.com and of our documentaries. Also, when we went to the Georgia Guidestones, Bohemian Grove. We actually don't have all. You know what? I need to change that. It's on government-sponsored terrorism, so I'm just going to fast forward to it. It's right after that. Charlie Brown's
job, government-sponsored terrorism is the exception, hence the rule.
Crazy to think this was 8 years ago.
JFK was an inside job, okay? Was an inside job, MLK. Was an inside job, KKK. Was an inside job, government-sponsored.
Yeah, I'll play it through the.
Terrorism isn't the exception, it's the rule.
That's right. So, that song's all about false flag operations, inside jobs. And it was always, from everything that I've read and understood, that the U.S. government, at least in some way, it was an inside job. We were, at least in part, involved in the assassination of John S. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King. Those were like the big three, and it totally changed American history. So it's pretty epic, like that these are going to be coming out. What were your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's. I'm just saying, and I searched it as a court where the King family at the government that the quote unquote government. It's not sure involved in killing the king. They're already on the court. Now it's, I guess, just publicly no. But there's already a court case established.
Exactly. It says the President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992 required all records related to the assassination of President Kennedy to be publicly disclosed in full by October 26th of 2017, unless the president certifies that continued postponement is made necessary by an identifiable harm to the military defense, intelligence operations, law enforcement, or conduct of foreign relations, and the identifiable harm of such gravity that it outweighs the public interest in disclosure. Very vague. President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992, Section 5, I previously accepted proposed redactions from executive department and agencies in 2017 and 2018, but ordered the continued reevaluation of those remaining redactions. See temporary certification of cert. So he was on Joe Rogan saying like, if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't release it either. Like it's just horrible, So, I think. This one right here, previously accepted proposed redactions. Yeah, that's what I just read.
United States of America. Everyone, it's just United that no, not the same thing, but it's United States of America. The record that's constitutional law, so keep.
Yeah, USC, United States. Yeah.
Different.
USC.
Under the law of America, the laws of the United States.
Hmm.
And that's why my thing said out the it's on that clip I sent you. But that's without the because I'm not part of the corporation.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, he says he wants full transparency, and now is the time. So we'll see.
Yeah, we need not. Then we just need to, because whole Hannity stuff, like everybody's dead already. So I don't want to see some people like, let's get back.
Elon Musk, I agree with you. Elon Musk's effigy was hanged in square where Mussolini's executed corpse was displayed. No thanks. I guess people are really mad about him like doing that Sig Heil, I tell you. Yeah, that's funny. People. Yeah, we already got that one. RFK Jr. is telling Senate Republicans that he's actually all for vaccines in screeching U-turn. No, what? Yeah, this is from January 23rd, today. Kennedy has suggested, contrary to scientific consensus, this is the Onion, no, just kidding. This is independent.co.uk. The certain vaccines are connected to childhood autism, asthma, and developmental impairments. Some ingredients of some, yes, over time. Let's see what they're saying.
The country are coming together, asking senators to vote against confirming Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as President-elect Donald Trump's top health official. More than 17,000 doctors have now signed a letter initiated by the Physicians Advocacy Group Committee to Protect Healthcare, supporting the movement against Kennedy becoming the Secretary of Health and Human Services. The letter cites his controversial views on several hot-button topics, including vaccines and disproven treatments for COVID, saying, quote, "The health and well-being of 336 million Americans depend on leadership at Health and Human Services that prioritizes science, evidence-based medicine, and strengthening the integrity of our public health system." RFK Jr. is not only unqualified to lead this essential agency, he is actively dangerous. While his views often draw criticism, he gets support from groups who see him as a champion for health freedom and an advocate for questioning public health safety with his Make America Healthy Again initiative. Trump defended Kennedy as his health secretary pick last month.
Guy?
No, I think he's going to be much less radical than you would think. I think he's got a very open mind, or I wouldn't have put him there.
Kennedy has not commented on the letter against his nomination. He would need all but 3 Republican votes if all Senate Democrats vote against his confirmation. A date for his hearing has yet to be set. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Taylor.
Yeah, you are. With your magenta blazer. Cloud seeding in the UAE. Could drones be making it rain? Yeah, I mean, that's nothing new. Oh, look at this. But no, chemtrails are a conspiracy theory. You have to wear a tinfoil hat to think that airplanes put things in the wings and spray them. Anyway. Yeah, we'll save this for next week. I want to do a whole piece on this. That about does it. And here's me, and here's Eric. Thank you. You stayed for the whole episode. I really appreciate you, Eric. Let's do it again sometime. That was fun. Oh. The call just dropped. Like that. Pow. No, not me. Eric Powell. All right, well, I'm going to go back to SeaWorld and turn the display capture off because it's 9:10. That worked out nicely. I hope you all have a great weekend because Eric's phone battery died. No, that was perfect. It's 9/11, just like last night it was meant to be. That's it. I'm Christian Coffins. If you like what I do, my Cash.app app is /DarkDox. Give me $5, bro. Give me $10. Buy me a chicken dinner. All right. I do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at youtube.com/DarkDox. DarkDox.com might be coming back as HTML because I'm sick of WordPress. And I will continue watching Bandot video for 10 hours a day while listening to the No Agenda show for 8 hours a week. And poking my head into the DarkDox Network on Signal. So all of my buddies over there can give me vital intel in order to continue to fight the New World Order. This is our third week in a row. And I might be jumping over to Rumble Live. What do you guys think? And then I'll just post them to YouTube. One way or another, the YouTube will get it. But no one's showing up in the comments. I want to see what love Rumble has. If I'm being shadow banned by YouTube, then I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Maybe I'll take it to OnlyFans. No, never. This is Christian Coffin signing off. Beware. Take care. Bye-bye.
This is Jersey Joe, and you're listening to the DarkDox Digest, D-Cubed, with your host, Christian Coffins.